Hey, so one of the things that I have right here is an original Pokemon Red. You could see that the entire sticker has been taken off. Before I even get to this game, I'm just going to say that this game is not actually mine. When I was in grade school, I had a friend and I traded a bunch of something. I don't remember if it was like a toy or a game or something. I traded it off and I got this in return. I actually contacted the person because I felt bad. I was originally going to fix this thing up and I was going to sell it off until I realized, wait a minute, I don't think this is mine because mine didn't have like these little engraving marks on them. And usually, at least for mine, I would keep them in those little like cases. And there was no case with this one. So put two and two together and said, this probably isn't my game. So I'm like, wait a minute, why do I continued to search through my stuff and I found a second one, which was mine. So I'm like, this has to be from somebody else or maybe like someone loaned it to me. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, no, I traded years ago and I got this in return. So I didn't feel comfortable selling it off, thinking that the person may still want the game, especially if the person now has a kid, maybe they want to pass it down to them. I don't know. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to be cleaning this game out. I am going to say that the battery is dead. I'm just going to double check one last time. And that's the issue I've been noticing with it. The contact points are very, very dirty. Oops. Sorry for the jump cut there. It took 7 tries to actually get the game to work, which definitely means there's a problem with the contact points. Considering this is a brand new IPS modded Game Boy, so there's nothing wrong with the contact points on there. But I want to just check the battery to make sure that it's not dead. So I'm going to make a new game. I'm going to save, and then I'm going to reset. And if the game does not save, I know the battery is dead. Regardless, I know that the contacts are having a problem. So I'm just going to take a moment. Let me just lower that just in case. It doesn't really matter what I make the character's name, so we'll just pick red. We'll make this guy blue. Regardless, like I said, it really doesn't matter because this is just a test to see if the game is actually even going to run. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly save. Now, regardless if you have a battery or not inside one of these games, it will say that you saved the game. The reason why it does that is because the game doesn't understand how to register it. So I'm just going to double check and see. Now, as you can see, the game did not actually save, like I was saying. So we know that the battery's dead and the contact points are having a problem. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open up this game. So first, I'm going to pause right here. So now that we know the game is not working, I'm actually going to take a 3.8mm screwdriver and I'm just going to open it up as such. And I'm going to slide the shell out. There we go. So look at that right there. That's already one of the issues. The battery has completely fallen out and it's eroded. So it might be difficult to see on the camera, but there's nothing but corrosion going on right on the positive side of the battery, which means that right over here, acid must have leaked through. So fortunately, let me just take this out. The actual circuit board has not been corrupted at all from any kind of, corrosion. So now that I know that the battery is completely fallen out, you can also kind of see all the contact points are completely dirty. So I know most people already know this, but for anybody watching who's not aware, you could just take a little bit of rubbing alcohol and take a Q-tip, and you can just gently run it right across all of the contact points on the bottom. And if you turn it around, you see all that gunk right there? That's residue from over years and years and years. Like I said, this thing was just sitting in my basement, and my family was remodeling, and we found an old box, and there was a bunch of stuff in it. And I'm like, well, some of the stuff doesn't even look like it's mine. So I had gone through it. I'm like, this cannot be mine, like I said. And I contacted the person, and they said they had an interest in it. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to sell it off then. I'm going to fix it up and call it a day. So thankfully, the game is not in like any state of beyond repair. I had a gold version that actually had a problem with that I was fixing up a while back. I couldn't sell it off because unfortunately the contact points were completely eroded and I wasn't really confident in my way of fixing it from there. So let's see. All right, so most of the residue is gone. I'm just going to take a dry Q-tip and I'm going to gently run it across the contact points through the front and back. Just in case. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to let this take a moment just to sit. I'm going to actually clean the whole back and front of this shell. As you can see, there's like some kind of gunk on there. I really don't want to give this back to somebody and be like, hey, look, here's a bunch of gunk that you could have with it. That's kind of disgusting, and I don't want to do that to the person. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and I'm just going to gently run it all across the back of the shell. And for anybody wondering why I'm using the rubbing alcohol, it's because it should immediately get all the gunk off without any problems or any, like, or how do I word it? If you use, like, just water or something like that, it's not really going to pick up anything. On top of that, you're not really going to be able to get the surface of it. And if you use something stronger, like if you were to use, I think it's called Retro Bright. I forget the exact name of it. It's like hydro something. I forget the actual name of it. It could actually cause the entire thing to erode, and I don't want to do that to the person either. So, with that being said, I have the first half of the shell cleaned off, and I just have to get the other half. So there we go. As you can see, majority of it, I'm going to get that side right now, and then I'm going to get the front side. So let me just do that now. It's actually a pretty good thing that I figured out how to do these. My brother was the first one to show me. And then I actually know a guy who taught me how to do this back when I was in college. Because somebody I knew gave me a bunch of games, and those are ones I already sold off because I contacted that person. They didn't really care. So I said, okay, cool. I'm going to just sell them all if you want any of the profits. They're like, nah, don't worry about it. I said, okay, cool. No problem. So after this is done, I'm going to go to the front side, and I'm going to repeat the exact same process. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a sticker on it. I'm not going to do that today because I still have the sticker waiting on the mail. As soon as it comes in, though, I'm going to contact the person and be like, this is your game. So if you actually do want to try this for yourself, I recommend there's actually a kit you could buy online. I've had it for years. I think it's called, hang on, let me see. It's called Tech something. I forget the actual name of it. I could put it in the description of the video. But long story short, you can use it. It comes with a series of batteries. These are replacement ones. But it comes with 2 screwdrivers, a 3.8 millimeter, and I believe a 4.7 millimeter, which is for N64. So you can use those, and you could actually repair both of your games. Like, for example, let's say you wanted to repair a Majora's Mask game. It'll work on there. Or if you wanted to fix something like this, it'll also work. All right. So now I know the shell is clean, and the actual, contacts are clean. So I'm going to remove the old battery, get it out of the way, and I'm going to take out a new battery now. So I could actually do this in one of 2 ways. I could choose to use electrical tape, or I can solder it on. I'm not comfortable soldering this on because while I have done it in the past, I don't feel confident in the way I've done it. I've actually kind of messed it up half the time. So I don't want to actually set it up and be like, oh, well, I'm going to use the soldering iron and fix it up. And then I actually mess up the entire thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these 2 contact points on this one so that I know that I don't need them anymore. These ones come with them. That's if you want to desolder and resolder. I'm not doing that today, so I don't actually have to use these. So I'm going to simply remove them. And I am going to gently place the button battery. This is a 2025, by the way, to CR 2025 battery. I'm going to gently lift this and place it on the 2 opposing sides. The top side should always look like this. The bottom side should always look like this. Now, because the battery eroded from this one, we know that there's an issue with the contacts. I already cleaned them off, so I'm not too worried about that. However, what I am going to do is I'm going to run electrical tape through opposite ends, and I'll show you that right now. So you can literally buy electrical tape at any convenience store. You don't have to really go out of your way to get it. I feel like I'm like talking to my kindergartners at this point because the way I'm explaining it. But let me just quickly run this through. I'm going to gently take this side right here, and I'm going to lift it, and I'm going to take one strip of electrical tape, placing it on top of the top side of the battery, and gently running it around the first half. So now that I know the top and the bottom should now be connected to the battery's contacts. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run it in the exact same fashion except on the other side. So I'll show you that right now. And I apologize if this video is not professional. I'm not someone who goes on YouTube anymore. So I'm going to run it on the opposite side, which is over here. And I'm going to go from the bottom to the top. And the reason why I'm doing this, it's going to keep the battery in place and prevent it from sliding all around. I'm also going to run it on the two diagonal sides, just in case. Because I don't want the battery to fall out and this person may be playing it, I don't know, or they may give it to their kid and their kid plays it someday. And then next thing they know, it's like, oh, well, why did my battery break? I don't want to, make it so that it doesn't work. I would feel bad doing that. So that's that half. And I will do the last one right here. And what we're going to do is before we actually screw it back on, we are going to double check and make sure that all contacts work and the actual battery works. So I'm just going to gently place that one as such. So if this person does want to remove it, they know that all they have to do is take all these off, and it's actually a pretty easy fix from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently put it back into the Game Boy with the top half not on yet. And look at that, first try it works, which is a great sign already. Now we're going to test new game one more time. I don't think it really matters, so I'm just going to name it A. So I'm just going to quickly click save. I'm going to shut the game, and I'm going to take out the cartridge very lightly. I'm going to place it back in just in case. Just like that, works again. This is awesome so far. And now this is the final stretch. Let's see if it works. And look at that, you got continue. So awesome, the game actually works. I can give it right back to the person as soon as the sticker comes in. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Again, this is a very quick, easy fix. All you really need is a little bit of electrical tape. In the description, I will put the button batteries. Everything is there for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you're more of someone who prefers using soldering, that's totally fine. I mean, power to you. I just don't feel comfortable using it. All right? You have a great day, guys. Bye.